Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Good Morning Soul. And today's morning podcast is going to be a discussion regarding what would you do if you had $1 million? A milli just plopped right in front of you. What are you gonna do? So, this question, this is a very hard question. And, I can't, just know everything I would do with $1 million. If this happened to me, it would be a long process of, how long I would have the money. What things are going to be presented to me, what opportunities are going to be allotted to me now that I have this $1 million, what relationships with people are going to be, created because of this money. And it's weird that, money does affect you as a person. It does kind of form who you are, just like any life experience does. As sad as it is, no matter what, money changes you. But I would first and foremost, one thing I gotta get out of the way, I'm gonna buy a house. That is a done dealio. And it'll probably it's not gonna be a super dope house. It's just gonna be a house. It's gonna cost probably $150,000 to $200,000. Normal house prices. I want it to be nice, but I don't know, because $200K, that's 1/5 of my money already. $200K, and hopefully that would pay for everything. I know it wouldn't, but let's say $200K, I get the house out of the way, and I can just have that money. The rest of the money being $800,000. Let's say that's what we're working with. Now, I do have a belief that money, some of the reasons we're in poverty is because there's a lot of rich assholes out there who just let their money sit in bank accounts for all eternity. And that is why, the economy flourishes once people are spending all their goddamn money. Once depression hits, and that's when people take all their money out of the banks, they bring it home, it just sits there forever. That's when everything gets fucked up, because when there's no money being spent, nobody's making money. When nobody's making money, no jobs are being created. When no jobs are being created, everybody's broke, and it's just a vicious circle. So I don't want to be the guy who just lets my $800K sit in a bank. I think I would take at least $5,000 to $10,000 and put it in an IRA account. That way, by the time I retire, no matter how fucking stupid I am as a young man with this money, no matter what, as long as it sits in that account, it gets invested, I'm gonna make that money. I probably shouldn't have followed up how I'm gonna spend all this money, not let it sit in a bank, with following it by how I'm gonna let some of this money sit in a bank. But an IRA is something I think most people should just have. It is your saving grace. I don't have one yet because I'm stupid, and instead of giving money out to people who never gave it back to me, I should have just put it in a goddamn IRA. I would feel so much better and safer. And every time I try to start this goddamn IRA, whether it be my tax returns or something, I have to, buy furniture for my new place, or I have to do this or that, or car expenses, fuck, there went, or the last time I got my taxes, I didn't have half as much as I thought I was getting back. I was so pissed. But anyway, so, I would take at least $10K, put it in the bank, so we're at $790. Okay. I'm gonna give my money a good amount to the people I care about. My family, they're obviously, I want to put them at a good place, so I'll give them at least $50K each. So they're living good. Preferably I would just like to I don't know, get a fucking mansion, they can all live there. But at the same time, I would have to think about that. But let's say just $50K each. One to my mom, one to my brother. That puts us at $690. I would like obviously probably give some money to my friends, just so they're not like living in poverty and shit like that. I only have like a couple friends who I think I would even give money to, like less than 5. And the rest of them, like, I know a lot of people would be asking me for money if I had $1 million. And hey, if one of my closest friends got $1 million, I'd be like, yo, fucking, like, help me out. I don't think that's a super wrong thing to do. I do think it's kind of fucked up if you weren't there for that person, then suddenly you are. And to all those people, I wouldn't give a cent. That's a normal thing. And if they made $1 million, I'm sure they wouldn't give me a cent either. It's just how it is. But, like, the rest of the money, I don't know. Because, like, that's easily enough money to have me coasting for, like, at least, like, I only spend, let's say I make, like 40K a year. I don't even make that much money, but 40K a year, 790 divided by 40, that would be like, let's say I just have like 25 years. And by then I would be like 50 by the time the money runs out. I could do that. I could just wait until like the money runs out and just live life until then, which is not a bad idea. I don't want to be a parasite to society, but at the same time, I love doing this. I would love to just lock myself up. Like, really the question would be, am I going to still participate in society and still contribute? Or am I just gonna fucking lock myself away and do whatever the fuck I want? And, obviously go around the world and do all those things. That's the real question. And I think I would still contribute to society. I think I would use this money, like, to try and, like, get more opportunities. I think I would, like, spend however many thousands of dollars to, like, try to make, like, music or a movie or something. Maybe not because that's, the smart money thing to do, but because, I do want to just have that. I want to have that opportunity. I would like to get my books published, which, with that amount of money, you can just do it your goddamn self. So I would publish my books. I would, try to make some and, try to, like, invest in. I know a bunch of people would probably be like, hey, do you want to spend this much money and make X amount of money? And I'd probably be like, sure, to some of it. So I think that would cover it all, actually, because in retrospective, $1 million is not that much. Like, I know, like, it's more money than I'll ever see in my entire life, but, like, when Donald Trump talks about, like, oh, I only got $1 million, like, that my dad gave me, and that's how I got where I am. Sure, that's an egotistical, like, stuck-up, stupid-ass point of view for, like, rich-ass, dumb fucking white people who will never, like, understand real, like, struggle. But for that culture and that group, like, $1 million, like, is spendable in a day. Like, $1 million, like, if you buy a house, if you buy, like, a bunch of shit for your house and then a fucking car, you're done. Like, or a couple suits, you're fucking done after that. So $1 million in that world is not that much. Like, the government spends trillions of dollars. $1 million is like nothing compared to that. And like in the movie War Dogs, like, he like gets crumbs from the government, and that's how he lives, like, his rock star lifestyle. But yeah, I would still, like, try to get if I couldn't get a better job, I would still go to my job, just because I would like more money to do more things. I would probably only work part-time. I don't want to work full-time if I have $1 million. But at the same time, I do want to contribute to society. But at the same time, I do want to make all the fucking art I can make. I do want to experience all the art I can make. I do want to experience our world. I do want to meet all the people I can. And if I had $1 million chilling, I might wait a couple years before I get back into the job market. I might play it out a little bit. Like, We would see. But yeah, that's what I would do with $1 million. And I know a lot of it, like, I might change up. I might give more money to my family. I might, like, send some of it to, like, distant relatives. I might, yeah, I definitely know at least a couple distant relatives, like my aunts and uncles, who, like, I'm, you know, still close with, who I would send money to. A lot of things, a lot of plans, a lot of investments. Like, I know a lot of people would just say, oh, I would spend this and this. Like, I don't want to be that guy who just spends it all. I would definitely, like, trickle it down and make sure I have it till I'm at least in my, like, 30s. At least mid-30s, I have hundreds of thousands of dollars. But anyway, that's what I would do with $1 million. What would you guys do with $1 million? What would you do with fantasy numbers in your bank account that aren't actually real? Would you go crazy? Would you just fucking lose your minds? Who knows? Let me know down below, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fun discussion. And until then, thank you for watching, and with that, I leave you.